about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Saying, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds, it's by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Saying, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Good morning, guys. You can control the power of your mind with determination. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I feel the energy of my one word. When I say the word determination, it means so much to me. As you know, it's become my purpose. It's become my very essence, my very being. It was always there. I just know it now, and it's my life purpose. It means making a determination means deciding. It means never giving up until it's done. You have your purpose in you. You have a truth principle that we're all made up of, which all converges all onto one thing anyhow. And all you need to do is find yours. Or if you don't even know yours, I want you to know you're already living your purpose. You know, you giving me your attention here, you have no idea how much it's helping me. I am so grateful. So wherever you are, you can control the power of your mind with your purpose. Have a great day, everybody.
Pattern and figured out a strategy. And he proved it worked in the Midwest of the United States with blue-collar workers who'd never saved a dime.
Planning will come. It is important, but it's not your first step. Your first step is
Trade your expectations for appreciation, and it's a whole new world instantly.
rise and shine. It's espresso time. Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I am not a morning person. I'm not. But when you start your day off with a routine that inspires you, like watching one of these videos, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of espresso from Tony Robbins.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
And, you know, I interviewed all these Nobel Prize guys as well as all these self-made billionaires. And one of them was a man named Shlomo. It was really brilliant. He said, you know what? People don't invest because A, they say, I can't, I don't have the money. But you know, we're all good at dieting tomorrow. You know, I'm gonna go on a diet tomorrow, we all believe it. Or we're all good at saving tomorrow. We're not gonna save today because we wanna spend the money, but we'll save in the future. So he said, I took that pattern and figured out a strategy. And he proved it worked in the Midwest of the United States with blue collar workers who'd never saved a dime. He went to them and said, I know you say you have no money. I'd ideally like you to save at least 5%, but minimum promise me 3.5% because no one's going to miss 3.5%. You'll adjust that easily. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this plan called Save More for Tomorrow. We're going to go to your employer and you're going to tell them that whenever you get a raise, whenever it is, next year, 2 years, 10 years, doesn't matter when, 5%, whatever, the first 5% of money goes straight into this account. Well, within 15 years, these blue collar workers were saving an average of 15%, and the top 40% were saving 20. When you save 20, I mean, that's the example of the guy from, who goes and has got $70 million. He saved 20% over time. So anyone can do it.
The only thing you're missing is momentum. You've got great ambitions, great dreams, great potential. You have $1 million ideas inside you. You know you want to serve, you know you want to help, and yet you're stuck, you're slow, your progress is nowhere near where it needs to be because there's not enough momentum, because you're still living in tomorrow. You have to flip it. You have to, there's one thing that if you actually understand, ingrain, adapt, apply to your life every day is to take the ideas that I'm going to do something tomorrow and make it happen today. Switch your tomorrows with today. Your life changes. Otherwise, you will get to the end of your life looking back, regretting, knowing that you could have done more, knowing that you could have pushed harder, knowing that you were just full of excuses and you never actually took the action that was required. Switch your tomorrows and make it today. I'm a big believer in, as soon as you get an idea, do something. You get an idea, don't judge it, don't question it, trust that it comes from a good place, and then do something about it. Here's some honesty. I was actually having a hard time making this video because I was thinking about somebody. I was thinking about an entrepreneur friend of mine who's going through a little bit of a rough time, and you know what? I decided I'm gonna stop making videos because my energy isn't where it needs to be, because I'm distracted thinking about this thing, and I'm just gonna go to Instagram and send a quick message. And so I sent her a quick message. Said, hey, sending you lots of love today. Hope you're doing well. Just something quick, and we'll see if she sees it. I mean, she'll see it. We'll see what she writes back. We'll see if that leads to a bigger conversation. We'll see if that was just it and she just gives it a heart and just give her a little bit of blessing for today. I'm a big believer that these ideas flow through you, and we're in the business of turning off that tap. You're basically shutting off the tap of inspiration, of greatness, of genius, of momentum every single day because our head gets in the way. Because a lot of times the things that we want to do don't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense for me to stop to go do that video or to send that message. Because I'm making this, I need to make so many videos today for you guys, for the channel. I have a schedule. I'm behind right now in the schedule. But I trust that it will all work out, and I trust that I'm thinking about this person for a reason. Why am I thinking about her? Well, there must be a reason for it. So instead of, again, questioning it, judging it, I'm just gonna go do it. And it almost, I've never had it backfire. Sometimes it turns to be the greatest thing of all time. Sometimes it's just this one-off moment. But as long as the intention is good, learn to trust your judgment. So I'm okay that I delayed making this video so that I can go send my friend a little bit of love today. I feel better. And now I'm showing up for you guys better. And I have a good story to tell for this video. So how do you do it? Because this is a big challenge. This is a giant challenge for so many entrepreneurs. How do you actually do it? How do you get out of your head? How do you get unstuck? How do you get into momentum land? I'm going to give you 3 big ideas. Three. Okay? Number 1 is go from idea to action. Idea to action, idea to action, idea to action, idea to action. Stop shutting off your ideas. Stop judging the ideas. Stop telling yourself that you can't do it. Stop telling yourself you can do it tomorrow. Stop finding ways to delay. As soon as your head gets in the way, you lose. Because a lot of the ideas that you have don't really make sense. Your heart is making new things happen. Your heart can imagine a world that hasn't existed yet. Your heart can birth something new into the world, where your head only understands a world that currently exists. So your head is designed to keep you safe, practical, and small. And so as soon as you get an idea, as long as it's coming from a good place, right? It's not an idea to screw somebody over, to hurt somebody, or to cause harm or something like that, right? It's coming from a good place. Is your intent positive? Yes, great, go do something about it. Just default, just learn to shut off your brain. This is what I've done. This is what has led to so much momentum in my life, is I've learned to just shut off my brain in those moments and say, okay, this idea is flowing through me. I have to go do something about it. right now, today. Not even like later today, immediately, right now. This thing has to happen right now. Why? Because the idea came to me. Let that be justification enough that the idea came to you, therefore you must do something on it right now. The idea came to you in this moment, therefore you must go do something about it right now. Stop overthinking it. Get out of your head. The head is not allowed into the equation anymore, and watch magical things happen in your life and in your business. Step number 2 is apply the 2% difference. And what the 2% difference is most of us, when we get great ideas, what we do is we start planning. We start planning, we plan, we research, you make the perfect business plan, we plan. And I was a guy who made the perfect business plan and lost a $40 million deal because I took too long to do it. Right? We're so busy trying to be perfect that we don't do anything. And so instead of planning to try to get to 100%, which is what we're trying to do, what's my plan to accomplish my goal? And in theory, it sounds like a good idea, right? It sounds like this is what you should be doing. In theory, it sounds great. What's my plan to get to 100%, to get my goal? The problem is it doesn't account for motivation, for energy, because what's going to happen is you're going to spend your best hours, your best energy. You're feeling bold about an idea you've got. Great. You're going to spend those bold moments making your plan, and then you're going to be excited about your plan. And then the next day you're going to wake up and say, oh, I can't do that plan. You look over your plan and say, I can't do this. I've never done this. I don't have the school, education, background, parents, resources, connections, finances, XYZ. I can't do this. So no matter how perfect a plan is, you still don't execute because you don't believe that you can execute on it. So the problem is we spent all of our best moments, you spent your best energy on planning instead of doing. Where the 2% difference is, instead of planning to get to 100%, just execute the first 2%. What's the first 2%? It's going to be imperfect. The whole idea is not to get to 100% with our first plan. That's not it. Planning will come, but it's not the first step. Planning will come. I'm going to repeat that because it's important. Planning will come. It is important, but it's not your first step. Your first step is action. Let's say you want to lose weight. Great. You're going to go to the gym. Awesome. What workout should you do? Should you be doing cardio? Should you be doing CrossFit? Should you be doing weights? Should you be doing... There's so many different plans. You could get lost in research, right? You're going to get lost in research. There's so many different options. What's going to happen is you research, and it becomes overwhelming, and then becomes, oh my gosh, this is too crazy. I'm not going to do it. And you fall back down to where you were. What's the best thing you do? What's the 2% difference? The 2% difference, here it is. You want to get in better shape. Great. The 2% difference is you go do 5 push-ups. Or the 2% difference is you go for a 20-minute walk, right? Or a 2-minute run, or you take some stairs today. Like the 2% difference is you just go do something. If that was my goal right now, I would get out of the car, go out, maybe not on there because, you know, the driveway there because it's cars, but go on the sidewalk and do as many push-ups as I could. Maybe I could do 25 push-ups, right? That's what I would do. That's the 2% difference. Now, will those 25 push-ups make me healthier? No. Not really, not in the grand scheme of things. Like, what are 25 push-ups? What's 1 flight of stairs? What's 1 little walk? Nothing. And this is where we judge ourselves and say, well, this is not a good idea because we need to have the whole plan. But will those 25 push-ups actually make the difference? Yes, yes, yes. It's more important than the plan. Why? Because you're showing yourself that you take action, that you create momentum. You're finally proving to yourself, that you're the kind of person who follows through. And so the push-ups on the sidewalk there are the best thing you can do. You get an idea. You don't worry yet about the perfect plan. You go create immediate action, that 2%, the first 2%. And then you can start the plan, right? You go do your push-ups, great. Now you create a plan for tomorrow. And then you do more work tomorrow. And then you create a plan for the next day. And you slowly start building out your plan as you get going. Because newsflash, guys, your plan is not going to be perfect anyway. You spend all this time making this perfect plan. It's not going to be perfect anyway. You're going to get out and start testing it, and you're going to find that most of it doesn't work anyway. Great. You have to adjust. This is a game of adjusting. Momentum, the first 2%, the 2% difference, apply it. And then the third thing I would say is get some kind of community around you. Get some community of action takers, of movement makers. I say movement makers because I have my own community called Movement Makers. But get a community. Get around people who are taking action. Because for too many of you, you are the biggest action taker in your community, in your circle, in your family. You're doing more than the people around you already, but it's nothing compared to what you could do. And when you compare yourself, or even not even comparison, like an active comparison, it's a passive comparison. You feel like you're doing more than the people around you. Great, there's nobody lifting you up, pulling you up, saying, hey, let's go do this. I guarantee you, if you started hanging around people who are doing more, you would start to want to do more. You would start to get closer to your potential. You would start to say, I know I can do more than this. Let's go. Let's stop. Suddenly the excuses that you have in your head, the reasons why you can't do it, are no longer valid. They suddenly disappear because you've gotten yourself into a different group. Now, that could be a physical group, like somebody who you're actually meeting regularly, or it could be like this. I get my biggest community through the videos that I watch and the videos that I create. That's why I have Espresso, so that Monday to Friday, every morning, we've got a video for you to learn, to get your shot of Espresso, to be around people like Tony Robbins and Oprah Winfrey and the people who inspire me and hopefully inspire you. So if that's how you learn, awesome. There's an Espresso video for you 5 days a week. If it's other channels, if it's my top 10 channel or somebody else, great, follow them. If you actually need people, look to join a community, look to join Movement Makers. That's my community. Look to join somebody else's community. Look to be around. I'm telling you, when you're around people who are doing things, who are moving, who are taking action, who are overcoming their fears, who are facing their challenges, it will inspire you to live a bigger life. It'll inspire you to have more courage to show up for yourself, for your family, for your community, for your country, for the people around you. It will. It has to happen. There's an energy to this, and we're too locked up in our heads, which are designed, again, to keep us safe, scared, and small. You have to tap into the energy. You have to tap into your heart, and being around people who are doing it will explode that forward for you in a way that you can't imagine. You're a genius. You're a genius. You've got heart, you've got soul, you've got compassion, you want to make a difference, you want to serve, you want to make an impact, and you know you can. You know you can. Deep down, there's this little voice inside you fighting to come out saying, you know you can do this. The only thing you're missing is momentum. It's time to get it today. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you just get inspired, you watch a video, you get motivated, amazing. The science says you have a 35% chance of actually doing something, actually following through. That, Believe Nation, is not enough. That is not you, not now, not anymore, not today. But when you get inspired and then you create a specific plan of action for what you're gonna do, that number jumps to 91% chance of you following through. And when you commit publicly to others, like leaving a comment in this video, it jumps to 95%. So the question of the day is your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below, and maybe next week I'll profile.
Paloma, baby. Worldwide, baby. Worldwide, baby. Da, 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 da. Su mamá cree que ella es una niña sana durante la semana, pero cuando llega ese fin de semana, rápido la mente se le daña. Pide un polvo rosa de eso que la ponen a bailar. Dicen que juiciosa, pero está puesta pa' la masa. Síguelo, síguelo. No hay quien la vaya a parar. Síguelo, síguelo. Dicen que juiciosa, pero está puesta pa' la maldad. Solo tú. tú sabes. Ella es una diabla sin cacho, me cogió borracho, por eso de la lista no la tacho. Dice que le gustan las mujeres, prefieren los machos. Si le da hasta el piso yo me agacho. Ese experto en todas las posiciones. Si quieres amiga tienes mil opciones. Si hablo mal de ella le vale cojones. No hay quien se la quita sino quien se lo pone. Síguelo, no hay quien la vaya a parar. Síguelo, dímelo. Dicen que juiciosa, pero está puesta pa' la maldad. Solo tú sabes hacer.
Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, breathing in through our noses and out through our mouths. Feeling the power of you controlling your breathing. Knowing, remembering, it's the same power we use to control our thinking. Now use that power. Use your determination to see in your mind today your best effort in all the exercises, stretches, movements we do here together. See it in your mind right now. See yourself doing the best you can, giving the best effort you've ever done for anything. Maybe you want to visualize the last time we did these exercises and stretches together. Go there and think right now about what you could do better or differently this time. It's the same process we use to grow our minds and grow the strength and health of our bodies and energy. Alright, good morning, determination. How's everyone today? Another day in the gym of life. Wherever you are, if you're at home, outdoors, indoors, let's go. Let's make this the best gym period ever. Here we go. Alright, when I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot. But for now, if you would like, just to slowly warm up, you can walk on the spot or walk side to side. Okay, so walking on the spot first or side to side, wherever you are. When I say go, we'll start jogging. Ready, and go. Again, remembering our breathing. Always controlling our breathing as best we can. And focusing on the movement of our body right now. The awareness of what we're doing. the awareness of being here together right now, united in the gym of life, always, wherever we are. Keep going, everyone, keep going. A few more seconds to warm up our bodies. Feel the power of your heart beating faster. Your breathing wanting to change and go faster, but you get to control that breathing. Always the way we control our thoughts. And stop. All right, everyone, walking. Just gonna walk side to side here. You can do the same. Remember to always move safely within the space that you have. Continue to take deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel your heart, your breathing, all coming back to the previous state before we started driving. All right, everyone, and let's start doing our stretches. Let's do shoulder rolls first. Here we go. Roll the shoulders forward 10 times. Big shoulder rolls all the way up to your ears as much as possible and all the way around. Let's do 10 forward and then 10 backwards. Feeling that tension and then that release as we come around. All right, let's go backwards. Feeling the joy of being able to move our bodies to release some of that tension, maybe that tightness we might have. So important that we work on our bodies and our minds every day. As we work on one, we work on the other. All right, arm circles forward, everyone. 10 forward. Here we go. Slowly, all the way up and around. Excellent. All right, and backwards, everyone. Again, feeling the joy of your arms moving through space. You controlling your physical body. All through the most marvelous supercomputer in the universe, your mind. All right, good. Hands on your hips, everyone. Bend your knees and side stretch. Let's do 5 on each side. All right, excellent. Okay, let's twist our bodies now. Twist. Again, 5 on each side. Feeling the joy of moving our midsection of our body. Just the middle point of our body. All right, excellent. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups, everyone. Our best 5 push-ups. Here we go. All the way down, all the way up. The best you can. All right. And 5 sit-ups. Best 5 sit-ups ever. Here we go. All right, and stand up, everyone. Let's do 5 squats. Here we go. All the way down, all the way up. Down. Looking straight ahead. Feet flat on the floor. Excellent. Let's do 6 lunges, 3 on each side. Alternating legs. Arms out. Back straight. Good. All right. 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Hold it there for 10. Excellent job, everyone. Okay, stand up and reach for the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are, on your toes. Here we go. Reaching and holding it there for 10 seconds. Again, feeling your body, every part of it working to achieve the goal of holding this for 10 seconds. Excellent. And reach for your toes, straight knees. Go as far as you can. Remember, you may not touch your toes, that's okay. Reaching is the most important thing. Going for it. Doing your best without hurting yourself. Keep those knees straight. Excellent. And come on up. And let's balance. Grab one leg. Bend the other knee if you have to. And hold it there for 10 seconds. Keep fighting to keep your balance if you have to. Keep thinking. Channeling your thoughts to keep your balance. Excellent. All right, and switch. Again, pulling your leg back, feeling the stretch on the front of the thigh. Bend the other knee if you have to. Remember, if you lose your balance, you fall, you get right back up. Never give up, never stay down. Always do your best to get right back up. All right, here we go. Let's hug our knee now. Hugging the knee, pulling it up. Once again, thinking about what we're doing. Trying to find that balance point. Bend the other knee if you have to. Hold it for 10 seconds. And switch the other one, slowly coming up. And find that balance. Feel your body working to find that balance. Alright, excellent. Holding it for 10. Okay, and good. Let's sit down, everyone, and reach for our toes. Straight knees. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Again, thinking about our breathing. One great breath in at a time. One great thought in at a time. Alright, let's make a V shape with our legs and reach for the floor as far away from our body as we can. Just reach. Reach as far as you can go away from your body. And reach for one side, hold it for 10 seconds. And good, the other side, 10 seconds. Again, if you don't touch your toe, it's okay, just reach. Reach, always go for it, always do your best. If you feel a pain though, make sure you come back a little bit. Okay, and feet together. Gently push your knees down with your elbows. Hold it for 10 seconds again. And always remember that breathing. Good air in. And bad air out. Good. And one leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Alright, and switch to the other side. Again, keep that knee on the ground so you feel the pull on the front of your thigh. Doesn't matter if you're not all the way back with your back, it's okay. Alright, good. And roll onto your belly. Push the floor and look up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Or look up at the sky if you're outdoors. Alright, and legs crossed again, everyone. Back straight. Eyes closed. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, using our powerful imagination to see what we will do when that music goes on. I'm going to play some of my favorite songs today. For each song, I'm going to hold an exercise position. For me today, I'm going to visualize and see in my mind holding the lunge position for each leg for the duration of the first song. For the second song, I'll be holding the V sit-up position as long as I can, for as long as I can, but I will continue right to the end of the song. How about you? Play your two favorite songs or two songs that change your energy state so you can be your true great self and motivate yourself. Or you can listen to my music, but whatever you do, see in your mind right now the 2 exercises you've chosen to do, or stretches, or movements, or dances, or something that you want to do to work on your body safely when that music goes on. See it right now, clearly in your mind. Because you were born to do that. You were born to see it in your mind and make it real with your eyes open in the world. All right, here we go, determination, here we go. For me, it's lunge position, here I go. Try to keep my back straight, keep that knee off the ground. If you're doing the same, again, do your best. Hold it there as long as you can. I'm gonna try to hold this leg for half the song and then hold the other side for half the song. And if you want, yeah, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth, as Pharrell sings over here right now. I think happiness is the truth. We were born to be happy, all of us, no matter what. For me, there's no greater happiness than working on my mind and body all the time, wherever I go in the gym of life. And I hope the same for you. But remember, you were born to be happy, to be free, to be peaceful, kind, and loving, always. I'm happy right now. I hope you're happy right now. Because if you can be happy now, you can be happy forever. Wherever you are, no matter what. All right. Whew. Let's do the other leg. Shake it out a little bit. All right, here we go. Don't let anybody or anything ever bring you down. You were born to be happy. That's up to you. Always up to you. No matter how hard things are, always remember your determination. Your power to determine, to make the positive, accurate, truthful, winning, loving choice. Always. To be good. To be your best for others, no matter what. Even when things are uncomfortable, like right now, this is getting uncomfortable for me. But I get to keep going. I get to keep using my determination. Because I'm happy, I love it. And I want happiness for you and everyone, the whole universe. And I pray for that every single day. Whew. Song's not over. I gotta keep going. Let's do the other leg. Let's do the other one. Let's clap along, yeah. Happiness is the truth for sure. Here we go. And switch the other leg. There we go. Find that balance. Let's go, everyone. Clap along wherever you are. Happiness is the truth. Let's go. Thank you, Pharrell. You were born with happiness. You're made of happiness and truth. Oh. All right, I'm proud of your effort, wherever you are. Let's go.
Kira and Zach are collaborating.
right, next song, everyone. Let's go. V sits for me, V sit up for me position. How about you? What are you gonna work on? Let's see. Whatever it is, do your best. Here we go. If you want to try what I'm doing, go for it. Let's go, everyone, together. If you got your own exercise, your own movement you're doing, go for it. It is a bright, sunshiny day where I am, right here, right now, doing this video for you, for all of us, for myself. I hope the same for you. But more importantly, I hope that it's bright, clear, and sunny, always in your mind, right now, wherever you are. Because that's always up to us. Oh, I love it. I love working on being our best in whatever we do. No matter how hard it might be, no matter how challenging. There should always be nothing but blue sky of thoughts in our mind. Clearness, clarity. We can do it. It's up to us. We were born to do it. To let those dark clouds pass, those thoughts, those negative thoughts. And remember the truth of what we are, who we are. Oh. Whew. I love it. I can see clearly right now. I know I got more. Here we go. Song's not over. Let's go, Mr. Francis. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Nick. Here we go. Keep going, everyone, wherever you are. Keep going. Let's go. This is the best effort ever we're giving, right? The best effort, no matter what. The way we do this is the way we'll do everything. We fall, we get right back up. Still not over. Song's not over. Let's go. Keep going. We fall, we get right back up. Never give up. Never. Never give up until it's a bright, sunshiny day in your mind, and you've done the best to help other people with their mind. It's possible. All through your determination. Let's go, everybody. Oh, great effort. And here we are again. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, deep breaths in through our noses and out through our mouths. The way we began. The way it all begins, always. Always with our thoughts. Our powerful minds, which are always subject to our control, no matter how hard it's been to control them. We know the truth, don't we? We saw it today in our effort. We see it every day in life, in the gym of life. We know that we have the power to determine what thoughts we will act upon, and therefore we also have that power to determine what feelings we will allow to flow out and through us. Because our feelings are ultimately connected to our thinking.
if we control our breath with our thoughts, we can always control our thoughts and therefore our feelings. To learn and to grow and to be mind healthy and mind wealthy, peaceful, kind, loving, free and successful in whatever we do, wherever we are, no matter what. That's why we are already, whether we know it or not, determined nation. A people, a nation that always has the power to determine, to think, and to be positively, undoubtedly, unwaveringly loving, no matter what. Great job today, everyone. I love you so much. Another great time here together. This is probably one of our last for the summer. I hope you enjoy every moment, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Whether you're in a classroom, at work, at home, wherever you are. Enjoy every moment. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you, to continue growing our minds and our bodies together. But remember the truth, no matter what. Wherever you go, wherever you are already in the gym of life, where you can always grow your mind and your body. I love you. Thank you so much for always helping me grow my mind and my body. And may today and everything we've done together, our time together, and wherever you are, with whoever you're with, may that always be an expression of who and what we really are. I love you, everyone. Have a great summer. I will see and connect with you as soon as the time comes. I love you all.
Welcome to the Billionaire Mindset, your 30-day journey to thinking like a billionaire. Now you can just watch this video, or if you want to sign up for the entire series for free and get the bonus PDF companion calendar, check the link in the description below. Today is day 18, and we're going to learn how you can learn like a billionaire. Enjoy.
I think that the way that we currently do education is wrong, and when you see something like the Khan Academy and so forth, I think that's probably going in the right direction. I mean, generally you want education to be like as close to a video game as possible, like a good video game. Like, you do not need to tell your kid to play video games. They will play video games on autopilot all day. So if you can make it interactive and engaging, then you can make education far more compelling and far easier to do. So I think that's how it should be, and it shouldn't be that you've got like these grades where people move in lockstep, and so everyone goes through, goes like normally, we'll go through English, math, science and so forth from like 5th grade to 6th grade to 7th grade, like it's an assembly line. But people are not objects on an assembly line. That's a ridiculous notion. People learn and are interested in different things at different paces. So you really want to disconnect the whole grade level thing from the subjects. Allow people to progress at the fastest pace that they can or are interested in each subject.
There's this culture in Silicon Valley that kind of makes startups seem glamorous. And I never really believed that, right? I never had a goal of starting a startup, and my goal when I realized that I had a company was to get it to be a good company as quickly as possible, right? And kind of get out of what you'd call the like risky startup phase where you are just like constantly about to die, and where you could get to a point where you can actually like, do some interesting things and make a lot more interesting bets. And so I don't know, I never read a lot of the literature on this. And I mean, maybe if I had, then I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. So I don't know if learning from me is the right way to go on this. But I mean, but it did, I think—
Your model must have come from somewhere though, even if it was unintentional, right? Like, were you influenced by Peter Thiel or Sean?
Well, yes, I was influenced by all these people once I met them. I hadn't really heard of Peter Thiel before
I'm
Sean
talking about like,
me.
yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean, he was massively influential on my thinking, right? I mean, like a lot of the early lessons that I took on how to think about strategy came from Peter and Sean. And I did pay a lot of attention when I was growing up to Microsoft. I grew up, using, Windows 3.1 and then Windows 95, and I just thought that those were like the most unbelievable things. And
in a sense, they are.
Yeah, they really were awesome, right? Well, I don't know if you meant that positively, but I did. And I thought, building this ecosystem was really neat, and that kind of inspired me, right? In the way that they built a platform, I kind of thought, okay, well, maybe one day, the tools that I'm building can be part of a broader ecosystem as well. So many things go wrong when you're starting a company, and often I think people ask, what mistakes should you avoid making? And my answer to that question is don't even bother trying to avoid mistakes, because you're going to make tons of mistakes, right? And the important thing is actually learning quickly from whatever mistakes you make and not giving up. Right, and I mean, there are things every single year of Facebook's existence that could have killed us or made it so that it just seemed like moving forward and making a lot of progress just seemed intractable, but you just kind of bounce back and you learn, and nothing is impossible. You just have to kind of keep running through the walls.
I would say reading is the strongest signal for success in the future that I've ever seen. It is the strongest. I got my first job in radio when I was 16 years old, because I've been broadcasting since I was 16 years old. But my first job I got because I was a great reader. When you are a great reader, you can articulate and speak and command the English language in ways that other people cannot. And people think you're a lot smarter than you are, lots of times, because you're a great reader. Have you ever met a person who was a great reader when they were young who was not successful? You never. It is the absolute best foundation ever in life.
You cannot invent and pioneer if you cannot accept failure. To invent, you need to experiment. And if you know in advance that it's going to work, it is not an experiment. And so that's a very important thing. They are inseparable twins, failure and invention. And so you have to be willing to do that. And it's embarrassing to fail. It's always embarrassing to fail, but you have to say, no, that's not how this works. If I said to you, you have a 10% chance with a particular decision, a 10% chance of a 100x return, you should take that bet every time, but you're still going to be wrong 9 out of 10 times, and it's going to feel bad 9 out of 10 times. And with technology, the outcomes, the results can be very long-tailed. The payoff can be very asymmetric, which is why you should do so much experimentation. Everybody knows that if you swing for the fences, you hit more home runs, but you also strike out more. But with the baseball, that analogy doesn't go far enough, because with baseball, no matter how well you connect with the ball, you can only get 4 runs. The success is capped at 4 runs. But in business, every once in a while, you step up to the plate and you hit the ball so hard, you get 1,000 runs. And so when you have that kind of asymmetric payoff, and one at bat can get you 1,000 runs, it encourages you to experiment more. It's the right business decision to experiment more. It's also better for your customers. Customers like the successful experiments.
Certainly during the time I was at Harvard, I was unsure what I was going to do. The idea that software was this field that the opportunity was unbelievable. That became more obvious during the 3-year period I was here. But my dad had been a lawyer. I thought of mathematics, like doing well in the Putnam. That was the coolest thing. And the computer software, I didn't think those people were as smart as the math people. So it's like, well, am I going to go into the easy field or this really hard field? But anyway, math was fantastic. When I finally picked and decided to go do Microsoft, then I got into a period from age 19 to about 40 where I wasn't able to look at the latest on, how tornadoes work or how mitochondria work. I was pretty monomaniacal. And when I was able to ask Steve, this is the year 2000, Steve Ballmer, he mistakenly graduated, but then he started at well, I was trying to hire him, but his parents told him you're supposed to graduate, which was fine. But then he started at Stanford Business School, and he was in his first year, and I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'll get him to drop out of Stanford Business School. So in a certain sense, he is a dropout. And he was very key to the success of Microsoft. I mean, he knew a lot of things. But during that period, I didn't get to do much. At Harvard, I took all these courses because it was just so amazing that people were interested in talking about them. And I have to say, I never went to a lecture during reading period or anything because the courses that I was actually signed up for, I finally started to work on those. So I was in Hillel the minute it would open to the minute it would close during reading period, trying to catch up on that other set of courses. So people say I'm a dropout, which is literally true, but because I like college courses, the online college courses, there's a company called The Learning Company that I buy tons and tons of their stuff, and I do at least 4 or 5 courses a year. In a sense, I like going to college more than anyone. So I've sort of made sure my job, certainly post Microsoft, that I get to spend my time meeting with scientists, learning new things, seeing what the hard problems are, in some cases giving money to people to take on those very, very hard problems.
I should mention one thing about reading. It was at the library here at Columbia that I wish I spent probably more time than any other student. I lived there practically. But I pulled a book out there, happened to be Who's Who in America, and it told me something about my professor, Benjamin Graham. And then I looked up and I went to the library and I said, I want to learn more about this because I learned this over here. That changed my whole life. We own Geico now because of that librarian directing me to some other book and then following through on that. It's the chance. I read about 1/5 the pace that Bill does, but I still spend 5 or 6 hours a day reading. I mean, you can learn so much. I particularly love biography. Just to be able to live the lives of these people that have been so extraordinary, the lessons and the discouragements they face, just everything about it. So you can't get enough of reading.
Now I'm going through and teaching myself neural networks and doing the same thing with machine learning and GANs and this and that, because AI is going to have more of an impact than the internet did. AI plus new types of chipsets plus 5G is going to change things far more than we've ever seen anything change. And understanding where and how to apply it is going to be critical, but just as important, knowing how to segregate and separate the bullshit, right, is as important, because every email y'all are about to send me is going to say, I have this AI solution and we're using algorithms. Yeah, of course you are, right? And then what? What really makes you different? What really sets you apart? But if I didn't do that work, if I didn't sit down and do the AWS machine learning tutorials, if I didn't go on YouTube and take, the NYU Introduction to Neural Networks or whatever, I'm not going to know it, I'm not going to be able to apply it, and I'm not going to be able to be first. And that's fun. That's fun. Knowing I get to kick the ass of some 22-year-old NYU graduate, that's awesome,
The first question you're going to get asked when you go to apply for a job, whether it's now or some point in the future, is what did you learn? What did you do? What skills did you add during the pandemic of 2020? And I think it's imperative to anybody looking to get a job, to really push themselves forward, to do better than their parents, to really place a focus on learning. I think you'd agree, Mike, and anybody watching, that one of the greatest skills that we all can have in the business world is a thirst for knowledge, just being excited about learning and knowing how to learn. And this really is the best opportunity ever for people to add to their skills, whether it's taking a Coursera class or, in the past I would have said reading a lot of books, but now having learned from my kids, going on YouTube and, watching tutorials and watching videos on various subjects. I learned how to write a three-layer JavaScript neural network on YouTube. And so there's a unique opportunity now for you to add skills, particularly in areas like artificial intelligence that are going to be in great demand that most people have not yet learned because, it's so recent that it's become really applicable.
The winner in AI controls the world.
Yeah.
China puts together a future plan saying, whoever dominates in AI, and they're subsidizing, Tencent, Alibaba, etc.
Yeah,
right. And
that's right.
They
know it's a race.
It is a race. We cut our Office of Technology and Science to one person who was an assistant to Peter Thiel. That's where we stand. So when we talk about infrastructure jobs, robots are built in Germany and they're getting bought by Chinese companies in some respects, and I think some Japanese companies bought as well. We don't build robots here very well. Right. I just invested in my first robotics company, High Robotics, that puts robots into companies. They're in Kansas City, I think it is now. But they lease and rent and sell robots into all these different types of circumstances to replace people. Right. But I had to learn. I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing. It's going to happen with or without me. But I wanted to learn what was going on. Those building up a robotics industry here, investing in our AI industry here, that's the new infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because if we don't do it and China or Russia win those wars, we're SOL.
Right.
We're out of luck, right? And so when we talk about the price of assets going up, if you're hiring, if you're talking about intellectual assets, if you're hiring, like we were just saying, the price is skyrocketing. People, Montreal has become the center of the universe for computer vision. It's not US-based schools that are dominating any longer in those areas. We've got a lot of smart kids in MIT, all different schools, right? And kids are starting to realize it's a place for them to go. And I'm out there telling people the first trillionaire is going to come from somebody who comes up with something really unique in AI.
Today, the 18 founders of Alibaba, a lot of people think they are legendary. So I'm like, wow, you're Alibaba founders. You must be super good at it. Honestly, most of us cannot find the jobs early days. We're not that smart. None of us graduate from a great university. But the thing is that we are ready to learn. We believe in the future. If we work together, if we will learn, if we improve, we'll be there. I told them for the first year, everybody forget about that you will be VP, vice president, right? You will always be a tiny manager in your life. Because if we're successful, people we hire, they will be smarter than us. If we only hire people who are stupid than us, then we'll be in trouble, right? So when we hire people who are smarter than us, the company will grow, and you will be happy because this is the mission that we have. So I would say there's no best people in the world that is ready for you. The best people is always you find the right people working together, training him, developing him, and he training you, then you have a chance to build a team. We faced a lot of challenges, but I'm sure Alibaba is going to face more challenges. We worry every day. When I was young, when company was young, we thought, well, what if when Alibaba become that big, my life will be easier. Then now the companies the bigger the company, the more problems I have. So while you are still small company, enjoy it. You will never experience the happiness of operating a small company in your life when you're going to be too big. You have so much headaches, so many things happening. And people say, Jack, there are a lot of books about you, but there's none of the books I write myself. If there's one book I want to write in the future, it's called Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. We made so many mistakes. We had so many troubles. Believing or not, China built up e-commerce company, built up an internet-related company.
no internet connection at that time, no credit cards, no delivery system. So we meet problems all the time. It's not easy, but we tell ourselves we will be successful until we make 10,000 mistakes. We will be successful if we survive in any crisis. So when crisis came, we know it's a challenge. Everybody start to be united. We solve the challenge, then we complain each other. Before we solve the problem of the crisis, we should not complain. So I have a problem in HR, I have a problem in financing, I have a problem in technology, I have a problem everywhere. Tell me. So that's why I become a mentor in entrepreneurs program in China. A lot of entrepreneurs have questions. When I listen to their questions, I say, oh my God, I have this problem too. So I would say we have gone through more than 90% of the problems that any entrepreneur, 90% of the problems that any entrepreneurs have met. This is what we feel proud. At the end of the day, I'm going to tell my kids, my grandchildren, it's not the thing we feel proud we made Alibaba. It's so many mistakes that we overcome, so many challenges we experience that make me feel proud. Life is about experience. So when you become entrepreneur, don't worry about the competitors. Don't worry about the mistakes. Don't worry about the challenges. Go through it. That's the great fun part of your business, of your experience. And then you got a courage, you got a wisdom, you got a team follow you.
Whatever your field, volunteer to take on some new assignments.